Hello, and welcome to the day.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
I am Jake.
I am Joel. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel Are Magic. We got a new format coming down the pipe.
What's it called, Joel? What is
I
it
wanted
called?
to say Frontier, but it's called Pioneer.
Nope, just think about people in covered wagons having to caulk the wagon, and everybody dies along the way.
Dysentery. Yeah, exactly.
Dysentery.
We've got sleeper picks from Gatecrash in this one. This is a whole series that we're doing around the new format, our sleeper picks for the new format. Real quick before we get started, if you wouldn't mind hitting like, hitting subscribe on the YouTube channel, really helps us out.
Only if you're logged in. We're not going to make you if you're not logged in and you're here to just watch.
Just cool. enjoy. Let's get into our sleeper picks, Jake. I want to hit one point before we get going. These are not the obvious choices. We are specifically avoiding the choices of cards that are, at the time of shooting already $5, $10, or way more.
Right. And
we're picking mostly stuff that's like under $1 at this point, but was relevant when it was in standard and could become relevant again.
That's the clause. Was relevant and could become relevant again.
Right. So if you're looking at here, you already see what our first pick is. Morros Rifter. This card was everywhere when it was in standard.
Yes, and there are ways to deal damage to it to finish off your opponent.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah, it's a card. It's a very damned if I do, damned if I don't is kind of how I remember feeling when you play against this card. You know that you have to remove it, but you know that if you're not straight up destroying it, it's probably going to hurt you on the way out.
Yeah, exactly. It turns a card like Anger of the Gods, which is going to be legal in this format at the same time Morros Rifter is, into also a lightning bolt on top of being a board wipe. Moving on to the next card, we've got Vale Spectre. 3 costs for a 2/3. When it deals combat damage, exiles the top card, and you get to play cards exiled with Vale. Now, it does not have the clause that you can spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast those, so it can be restrictive in that way. But still, it's good in a mono blue deck, it's good in a mono black deck, or it's good in a deck that's blue black control.
Yeah, in the standard of the time, it played alongside Ashiok, the Nightmare Weaver.
Yeah,
and which was in Theros, and both of the cards exile cards off the top. It's a very, very annoying card to play against. The hybrid mana makes it versatile, so it can slot into multiple kinds of decks.
Right. So
there's a lot of good things that are going on with this card, and I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back.
And it does not have a clause that says non-land of the cards that you can play that are exiled with Vale Spectre, and so I'm pretty sure, without looking at the rules right now, that you can play lands that are exiled, and so you can ramp yourself.
Yeah, that was one of the big appeals of the card. Like this is it's humble, and it doesn't pop up in Modern.
No.
But in a format that isn't as aggressive and as fast as Modern, what we would assume.
Yeah.
I think this card, at 3 costs, it's a big threat and it needs to be answered.
Yep, absolutely. Moving on from that, we've got one of my personal favorite burn spells of all time, Skull Crack. Instant speed, answer to somebody trying to gain life. Nope, you're not going to gain life anymore. You're instead going to take a lightning bolt to the face. This is an uncommon, and so this would definitely be, from a finance perspective, a foil pickup. But
sure.
I think that there's going to be a good good Pioneer burn deck. I'm never going to get used to that.
And this will 100% be in the sideboard.
This is a 4 of in the sideboard, hands down. That's the first 4 cards that go in there without me even having to think about it.
Yeah, and it might even run main board just because it's close to being a lightning bolt.
A 1 or 2 of in the main board is not going to hurt.
Yeah, it's a really good card, and there are going to be life gain strategies. There is going to be a vampire deck. I would be very surprised if there wasn't.
Yeah.
So this card will absolutely 100% be relevant.
Yep, I completely agree. After that, we have got one that everybody's going to see and scratch their heads, because this card's probably not going to be played in the format, to be quite honest. This is an EDH staple at this point.
Yeah, true.
It's missing a couple keywords on it. I think it's missing trample to be super relevant. It does hit planeswalkers when it comes into the battlefield, and so you can, it could be like ramp up to it, play a Primordial, kill their Walker.
Sure.
If it had haste, you immediately get to swing in, so you could maybe sneak across 6. If it had trample, you'd be able to be sneaking across whatever their mana dorks are. But I think it's just a word or two short of being relevant in Frontier.
Yeah,
and
it's
Pioneer. God, I was so confident.
It is a 6/8. It is a 6/8 with reach,
right?
Which is nothing to shake a stick at.
No,
and it destroys non-creature permanent.
Right. It can hit. So it can hit an artifact, enchantment, walker. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a good card.
But at 7, what do? You maybe play this on turn 4. So turn 1, mana dork. Turn 2, land. A 2-cost mana dork.
I think it would
3 land. Yeah.
And the format will have a lot of ramp.
Sure.
So I think if it does appear in a deck, just because it does hit a lot of things, I think it'll be like a 1-of maybe. I could see it being played as a 1-of in a deck. Kind of think like Golos, which is ramping and just only ramping, and then it has, this random 1-cost spell that just
lets you go get another land onto the battlefield, which actually in a Golos deck I don't really hate this. I mean, they already play Agent of Treachery, which steals something as like a 1-of, and so a Sylvan Primordial as a 1-of in that deck lets you hit an artifact, enchantment, or a planeswalker that's really pesky, or like you said, take them off a color, or whatever besides killing.
And it grabs a forest card. So you can grab a breeding pool. You can go grab any land with green.
Exactly.
In it.
Yeah. You changed my mind. It's
not off.
In Golos specifically, I can see an argument to be made for Sylvan Primordial. That is it for this edition. Not a lot of cards in Gatecrash.
Well, yeah, we could have talked about obvious picks, but that's not what these videos are about. These are about the cards that have been impactful in other formats and are sleeper hits, cards that are very cheap right now.
Yep, we appreciate it. We appreciate you watching. It helps us out immensely. We got a Patreon if you want to support us more. Links down below. We're streaming twice a week over on Twitch, Tuesday and Thursday nights. I'm tapped out. Jake, you got anything else?
Just trying to figure everything out. Trying to keep it real,
Well, everybody, enjoy Frontier.
You want me to say whatever
not enjoy Frontier. Enjoy Pioneer. Enjoy whatever format you want to play.
Make sure you caulk the wagon on your way out on the Oregon Trail.
Bye.